How to scale to $100,000 per month, step by step. Business is very hard. You're going to get all these freebies. You must be willing to do what most people won't do. The Hermosis of the world. I paid that guy 35 grand for a day of consulting. Every niche sucks. My favorite offers for beginners that are very easy to say yes to, that offer took us to about 20K a month. They're not paying you for marketing. They're paying you to make a month. This is one of the most important lessons that I could teach you. I would have my VA send 500 a day. I would literally bet my money you guys just aren't doing enough. All in or die.
He has every right to come on this Discord and talk about what he's learned over the years and also what he's teaching to other agency owners, because he's also the owner of Agency Lab, which helps agencies scale. And so he's scaled a bunch of agencies to over 100,000 and then a bunch more to over $10,000 a month. So Joel is definitely the GOAT.
This is literally can you guys see my screen, by the way? Yes? Okay, cool. By the way, I'm going to give you guys access to this. And then at the end, you're going to get all these freebies. So just so you can see, I literally give you everything. My demo presentations, my Google review campaigns, my launch call presentations, my agency ads, my cold email scripts. I'm going to really hook you guys up. And, these are things that people invest tens of thousands of dollars to get access to, but I really wanted to over deliver for you guys and for Thomas. So I'm going to hook you guys up. I'm going to be referencing a lot of these resources throughout. We're not going to have the time to go through each and every single one, but just know that you have access to it afterwards. So don't feel like you need to go check it out right now. All right. How to scale to $100,000 per month, step by step. As Thomas said, I scaled my agency to over 7 figures. And then I have 2 business partners that also scaled their agencies to 7 figures. And I've also helped 84 agency owners scale to $100,000 per month. And we've probably helped hundreds scale to 10K per month. Now you're probably wondering, why am I talking about 100K a month if most of you guys might still not be at 10K a month? You have to see the vision of where you're going, and you have to see the vision of what is possible. And I promise you, getting to 10K a month will be so much easier. So scaling an agency boils down to 4 pillars. A lot of people tend to complicate the agency building process, but you guys aren't building a rocket ship. You guys aren't Tesla. You're not trying to revolutionize the car industry. We're just helping businesses with marketing. It's not that complicated. Not saying it's easy, but it's definitely not complicated. It's simple. It's simple, but hard to execute on. Simple, but hard to execute on. And it boils down to 4 pillars. If I had to take the whole complicated process of scaling an agency and I had to boil it down to 4 things, it comes down to setting appointments. Are you getting booked calls with potential prospects? Pillar number 2, are you closing appointments? Once you have the appointments, are you turning them into sales? Cool. Let's say you got both of those checked off. What's next? Pillar number 3, client results. Are you getting your clients good results? And then last but not least, pillar number 4, firing yourself. And what I mean by that is putting a team in place and systems in place so that you aren't the bottleneck. So for example, right now with Thomas, he's crushing it with his agency, but he is the bottleneck. He needs to build a team and put systems so that he could really blow it up and take it to the next level. If you guys can check off these 4 pillars, I promise you that you will be well on your way to $100,000 a month. If you're telling me, yeah, Joel, I'm getting a lot of appointments, I'm closing a lot of appointments, my clients are getting good results, and I am not the bottleneck. I have systems and a team in place. I promise you, you will be well on your way to 100K a month. Does that make sense, guys? 4 pillars. It's really important to take something that might feel so overwhelming. Who here has felt overwhelmed with all the knowledge that is out there, everything that you can do to grow your agency? There's literally an infinite amount of strategies. Your to-do lists are probably insane. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the only thing that actually matters is, am I setting appointments? Am I closing appointments? Am I getting my clients good results? And am I firing myself? Everything else is a waste of brain space. It literally does not matter. And by the way, you should be operating in that sequence. Everyone is so worried about client results when they don't even have a client. That's like saying, what am I going to do with all this money when I'm rich? That's like you literally studying around how to invest your money when you don't even have 10K in your bank account. Like, you have to worry about one step at a time. One of the biggest mistakes for people starting out is they focus on steps 8, 9, and 10. And the only step that matters is not 2, it's not 3, it's step 1. Guys, let that sink in. The only step matters is number 1. So who here is getting a lot of appointments right now for their agency? Not too many. Who here is getting some appointments here and there? Okay, some of you guys. If you're not getting appointments, your only focus right now, the only thing that matters is, am I getting appointments? I promise you that once you have the appointment with a business owner, you will do everything in your power to get them good results. I don't have to teach you guys that. Most of you guys care. Most of you guys are good people. You're genuine. You care about your client, your potential clients. Of course, you want to get them good results. I don't have to teach you that. But most of you guys don't have the same level of intensity around getting yourselves appointments. And it's kind of like the airplane analogy. You have to put the mask on yourself before you put the mask on the person next to you. Client results matter very, very much. But if you never get guys, most people never get a client. So you have to be extremely aggressive about setting appointments. That's the only thing that matters. Once you have appointments, okay, let me close them. If you don't have experience and you're like, Joel, I don't want to charge yet, you can do free trials. I'm a huge fan of free trials to get the experience, to learn how to get the results. But you still need to get the prospect on the phone. Once you learn how to get good results and you're setting appointments, you're closing appointments, you're getting them great results, that's really where Thomas is at. Now he has to focus on, how do I remove myself so I can actually have the room to scale? Is this clicking, guys? Yes? All right, let's keep going. So first, I'm going to go over some mindset. This is really important. There's obviously so much more that I could talk about. I'm going to give you my 5 favorite mindset pieces that I wish I knew when I started out. Number 1, you can't be a copy and paste entrepreneur. A lot of us out there want to just take the exact script that Thomas gives us and just like literally Command C, Command V on our computer and just copy and paste it. That's cool. And it's going to work, but you're always going to come in second place because Thomas came first. Thomas already has the momentum. He's been doing it in med spas. If you go and take a script and then do it in med spas, I'm sure it's going to work, guys. It's proven. But if you can ask yourself, how can I take everything that I learn and make it a little bit better, a little bit different, and innovate on the proven framework, you are going to have much more success. It is going to be extremely tempting when you're starting out to be a copy and paste entrepreneur because it's easier. But I really want to challenge you guys. Ask yourself, how can I beat Joel? How can I beat Thomas? How can I be better than these guys? That's how you go in. And that's what Thomas asked himself. Everyone was teaching Loom videos. Thomas is like, I'm going to pick up the phone and cold call, and I'm going to come up with a better offer. So you guys have to ask yourselves, how can I take what works and make it better? That sounds good. Drop a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure you guys are with me. All right, number 2, the popcorn effect, guys. This is really, really important. I like this analogy because it's a little weird. That's why I like it. Who here has like put a bag of popcorn in the microwave? Has anyone ever done that? Does it just pop and blow up in 1 second? You just press and then boom, you got all the popcorn. It kind of takes time, right? It's like you're waiting, and at first, the bag doesn't actually start popping at all. It doesn't start popping at all. And then like 30 seconds in, you get like some pops. And then after that, it starts to really pop. And then after that, it's like, it's going nuts. Right? Have you guys literally seen? The reason I like this analogy is because it's kind of weird. So you won't forget it because it's very visual. And then the bag is full. The same thing happens with your agency, guys. It's really tempting to want to be at 10K a month right out of the gate. Like you just put the bag in, press a button, boom, it explodes. It's like, hey, I do a cold call. Why am I not at 10K a month yet? Here's the lesson, guys. It takes time for you to see the results of your actions. Let me say that again. It takes time for you to see the results of your actions. So if you guys are doing cold calls, you're not going to see the result right away. There's always a delayed effect between when you take action and when you see the result. So I need you guys to really commit on this, because especially with where you're starting out, year one is the hardest. Year one is the fucking hardest, guys. It is very, very hard. So you guys need to commit to the daily actions and trust that the results will come. There's always a delayed effect between when you take action, when you send DMs, when you do cold calls, and when you actually start getting clients. All right, I'm going to go a little faster. All right, number 3, focus on setting and closing appointments. This is the only thing that matters. Let me show you guys this slide real quick. This is like some slides that I normally introduce myself with, but I have this picture here. Check this picture out. This is something that I actually put in our kitchen. This was when me and my business partner literally scaled our agency out of our kitchen. And we had, you see the board right there behind us? You see it? Here's what we asked ourselves. Is it getting us closer to a sale? If yes, continue. If no, stop and ask yourself what will. Once you watch Thomas's YouTube video, you don't have to watch the next 10 videos. Just pick up the phone and start dialing. Take more action. But not only that, take more action on the right things. There's plenty of people that take action, guys. But you know what? When I first started my agency, let me tell you guys a funny story. I spent a whole week designing a sticker to like give out to people for my agency. How many clients do you think that got me? Someone take a guess, please. 0. I got no clients from that sticker, and I spent a whole week designing it, literally 5 days straight. So you guys have to focus on the right things. And for most of you guys, the only thing that matters right now is setting and closing appointments. And I promise you, the moment you get a client, you will shift all of your focus to getting them good results. I promise you that will happen. I'm not saying client results don't matter. They absolutely matter. I got my clients some of the best results, but you have to do it in sequence. You have to take the first step first. So right now, most of you guys need to be asking yourself every single day, you should be writing this down for homework. I actually want everyone to put this somewhere in their house where they could see it, maybe on a whiteboard, piece of paper. Is this getting me closer to a sale? If yes, continue. If not, stop what you're doing and ask yourself what will. Who here is wasting time throughout their days on things that don't matter? Or maybe you guys are perfect, but I know I struggle with it too, you know? All right. We're going to get to the specifics in a second. Quick warning for you guys. This is something that most gurus out there aren't willing to tell you. Quick warning. Business is very fucking hard. You guys want to make millions of dollars. You guys want 10K a month. You want to have the freedom to live anywhere, do what you want. If you want what most people don't have, you must be willing to do what most people won't be willing to do. It's hard, guys. It takes time. So the only reason I share that with you guys is because not to disencourage you guys, but more so to show you that this dream of yours is very possible, but I want to set the expectations on what you must actually go through in order to get it. For example, let me show you guys. Let me literally show you guys. I'm going to pull up my email just so you guys know I'm not fucking around and it's legit. Okay? Check this out. This is a company that I literally applied for while I was running my agency. I was looking for, look, check this out. 2018. This was about 6 months into me running my agency. I had quit my job. Then I went and started my agency. And then about 6 months in, it got really hard. and I almost quit. I almost quit my agency. I literally started applying for jobs. I literally pulled this up so you guys can see that even someone at my level almost quit, not once, not twice, but 3 times. I almost quit and gave up on my dreams 3 times because it was hard. And I'm not showing you guys to, again, kill the mood, kill the vibe. It's more so to show you like, it's going to be hard, but you know what? If I didn't stick with it, if I gave up, I'm so glad they didn't give me the job. I'm so grateful, because if I got that job, I wouldn't have had a 7-figure agency. I wouldn't have been able to help hundreds of people. I wouldn't be on this call right now. So it is hard, even for people like me, even for people like Thomas, even for all the people that you look at, the Hermosis of the world, guys. I've spent, who here knows Hermosi? I paid that guy 35 grand for a day of consulting in person and hung out with him before anyone even knew who that guy was. And we did an online session, and then he actually came out to Denver and we hung out. We went to the gym and stuff. He's very big and strong, but even they struggle, guys. I promise you, even they struggle. So that's my warning for you guys. It is hard, but it's also very, very much extremely worth it. Last mindset piece, and then we're going to dive into the specifics. The 0 to 1 dilemma. Who here hasn't landed their first client just yet? So everyone here has at least one client. Most of you guys. Okay. So going from 0 to 1 is the absolute hardest. It's almost like, imagine a giant stone. Like imagine like a giant rock. Okay. Giant rock. And you're pushing the rock, you're pushing the rock, you're pushing the rock, and you're trying to move it, right? And it doesn't move. And you're like going crazy. You're like, what is going on? This rock is not moving, and I have to keep pushing. 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 And then eventually, after months or weeks or whatever, maybe days, but after some hard effort, it finally moves a little bit. And you're like, holy crap, thank God we got a client. Then you start to push the rock again really, 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 really hard. It doesn't move. 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 Then it finally moves a little bit. You get your second client. That's what it's like at the beginning. It's like you're moving a giant rock. Then you get to 10 clients. Guess what? The rock it's still heavy. It's still a very big rock, but it's got a little bit of momentum. You still have to push really hard, but now think about it more like pushing a car in neutral. Push a car neutral, it's still extremely hard, but it's moving. You know, it's not like a giant rock that's just stopped. Then after that, once you're past 10 clients and you're scaling, it's kind of like the snowball effect. It's getting bigger and bigger, and it's picking up more momentum, and it's going faster and faster. The reason I share this is because going 0 to 1, and another way to look at this is getting the rocket ship off the ground, the very first inch off the ground, is the hardest part. After that, things will get easier. So I just share this because most people give up in that beginning phase. Most people give up in that beginning phase, and you have to stick with it. You have to stick with it for long enough in order to actually see the results. All right, that's my mindset rant. How are you guys feeling? You guys feeling good? Now we'll get into the tactics. I got to set you guys up for success, you know, like, because then you send the cold email and you're like, Joel, I didn't get a client. It's like, dude, it's day 1, you know, relax. It's day 1. Or like you pick up the phone call, or you pick up the call. It's like with cold call, it's like day 1, you don't get clients. Day 2, you don't get clients. Day 3, you get a client. Day 4, you get a client. Day 5, you don't get clients. It's very like sporadic, but most people give up the day 1. And actually, most people never actually pick up the phone and start day 1. That's the accurate statement. All right. Here we go. Step 1, guys. Here's how we're going to set appointments. Let me take a quick sip of this. Thomas, how are you feeling so far?
Excellent. I'm super
All right.
excited to get into the technical stuff.
All right, cool. All right, pillar number 1, setting appointments. I'm going to break down what you guys need to do in order to set appointments. Because again, 4 pillars. Pillar number 1, you have to pick a niche. I know there's some people out there that are scaling with a bunch of different niches, but I know way more people that are extremely successful going all in on one niche. So here's my 3 favorite categories for niches. Everyone's like, Joel, how do I pick the best niche? Here's my 3 favorite categories. I like proven niches, I like big niches, and I like weird niches. So for example, proven niches, you would ask yourself, who are the 7, what are the niches or what are the niches that have a lot of 7-figure agencies? Well, it's like chiro, med spa, dental, roofing, gyms. They're all proven to work. Solar, what else? You guys get real estate. You guys get the point. I like proven niches. The hard part is that those are the most competitive. I like big niches where you can get a lot of appointments. I don't like small ones. I don't like niches where there's like 1,000 people. I really don't, because you guys need to be able to scale. If there's only 1,000, you could cold call everyone in your niche in like 10 days. Like, I like big niches. At least minimum 5K businesses. Ideally, it's plus 10,000 in a niche. I do not like small niches where it's like, I had a student that was working with like this like weird niche that they like hope they specialize in making your veins look like more aesthetic. And there was like 200 of them in the world. I'm like if you literally scale your agency to 200 clients, you have every single location in the world as a client. So that's not going to happen. So I like big niches. I also like weird niches. The downside here, guys, the downside with weird niches would be like water damage or like trucking or like, I don't know, someone drop a weird niche, something that no one is. Pet grooming services.
Baby bath spas.
Baby bath spas. Are there a lot of those?
Yeah, they exist.
Maybe that's something in Paris, you know? No, I'm just kidding. House cleaning services.
Dietitians are good too.
What'd you say?
Dietitians are a solid niche that
Okay,
is
cool.
pretty decent size too.
So that's pretty decent. But then also that's like, how many people do you guys know that have a 7-figure, you've seen that have a 7-figure real estate agency? Have you guys seen anyone with a 7-figure real estate agency? Off the top of my head, I've coached John Danes, Paul Daly. I just posted a video with Terrence Cruz, Jamie Nicholas. There's like 4 people that have 7-figure real estate agencies just off the top of my head. And there's more, like there's more people as well. How many people do you guys know with a 7-figure dietitian agency? I don't actually know any. Not saying it's impossible. The easy thing about weird niches is that it's a blue ocean. The hard thing is that you're going to have to figure it out. There's no proven roadmap. With proven niches, it's the opposite. You don't have to figure it out, but it's more competitive. It's a red ocean. Okay?
Hey, Joel, I got a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, my question was just, how important is it that you're like passionate about the niche, or at least like the niche? So for example, with medical spa, something I realized is I don't like the industry at all. And I have a client in medical spa, but I'm thinking about like picking a niche where I'd feel more comfortable, like learning more about it, except and actually advertising for them. Is that a limiting mindset that makes me dislike the industry and not want to like support it, I guess?
It's a fantastic question. Okay, so who here started an agency because they're passionate about marketing? Okay, some of you guys. I was just like, I want to make some money when I started out. I was like, no hate to chiropractors because I love chiropractors now. But when I was first going after chiropractors, I wasn't passionate about chiros. I promise you, I wasn't thinking to myself, I need to change the chiropractic industry. It was more like, what's a good niche that I can help them get results, you know? So like, you definitely don't have to be passionate. You definitely don't. Some of you guys are, which is awesome. If you're passionate about marketing, fuck yeah. That is definitely a competitive advantage. I was not passionate about chiros. I grew to like chiropractors a lot. They're kind of like the underdogs. I resonated with them a lot in terms of like the entrepreneur audience is actually very similar to chiros. They're the underdogs trying to make it, trying to get that, you know, respect and carve their own path. So I ended up really, really liking chiros, but I was not passionate about it. However, here's a really important piece. I was very good at talking to them. I aligned with they tend to be a little younger. They tend to be, I just clicked with them. There was something about it where I clicked with chiropractors. So you don't have to be passionate about it at all, but I would ask yourself, like, what are niches where you will be able to resonate with that niche, right? Like, for example, I have one of my best friends from high school. His family owns a tree care company. Okay. So if he's starting out, he's literally been working at that tree care company his whole entire life. If he's going to start an agency, what am I going to tell him? Go into home services. You already know the lingo, how to speak to contractors, what the problems are. You already hang out with them. You know what they like. But I promise you, a tree care owner is very different from a chiropractor, very different from a surgeon, right? So you have to ask yourself, it's more about asking yourself, who am I and what are my competitive advantages? And then picking a niche that aligns with that. So if you're more buttoned up, maybe go into financial services or like more of like doctors or lawyers. If you see what I'm saying, I hate picking niches for people because that's like you asking me, what should I do with my life? It's like, I will say though, I like, for most of you guys, I would go into proven niches, and all you have to do is figure out how to be better. So for example, if you go into real estate, let's say you want to start a real estate agency and everyone is offering ads, and you go in there and you're like, I'm going to offer influencer marketing. No one's doing that for realtors. Or you go into dentists and you're like, hey, I'm going to do TikTok short form content. I'm going to hire a videographer. They're going to come out. We're going to edit all your videos, post it for you. No one is offering that. Everyone's offering the same ads. So you can go into very competitive niches and then just figure out how to be better. You can make your service better, make your offer better. That's my general recommendation for most. What I would advise against is very small niches. And if you do pick a weird niche, only pick it if you know how to get results. Otherwise, it's going to be really challenging. Like what's going to happen when you get stuck and you're the only one working with dietitians? You can't ask me for help. I don't know. I've coached hundreds of agency owners. I've never coached a dietitian agency. Nothing against that niche. If you crack that niche, you will be number one immediately. So it's like, that's the upside, but it's more risk, more reward. More risk, more reward.
If you're sorry, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, no worries.
So if you're in a niche where there's a lot of like women, so I'm in med spas. Do you think it's necessary to hire an appointment setter that's a girl? Because like I don't know how like connecting with like a female in terms of like setting an appointment, I feel like you would get better results if you hire like a female appointment setter.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Uh,
should definitely hire. It makes more sense. Like the appointment setter I have right now, he's a guy,
Mhm.
except he's gay, so he sounds effeminate, and like it works for, it works for my clients, works for him.
Yeah,
So
no, I was on the phone, or like today was like my first day of onboarding. So the leads were coming in, and like I was like, okay, I have my appointment setter, but let me see if I can do it like without him or her. So I kind of started acting or like talking kind of gay so I could relate to them more. I don't know if that would work, but like I don't know. That's kind of like, you think hiring a female appointment setter though is like the way to go?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Here's something interesting. Here's a good lesson for everyone. Preston, here's a good lesson. That's you thinking differently. Like that's you taking, it's like, well, you know what? That's exactly what I mean by don't copy
No,
and paste.
yeah, it's very smart. I agree.
It's like if it clicked in your head that because SMMA is more often than not an industry with men, right? So if you're like, I figured out that med spas like talking to females more, that could be your innovation. So you go into a proven niche and you just figure out how to be better than everyone else, right? Your salesperson could be a female. What to close the actual clients, not even the appointment setter. So I think that's a great idea. That's how you guys need to be thinking. You need to be thinking differently, not rocket ship. Just like, how can I build, like, I'm not asking you to build a software for med spas that's going to like change everything. I'm just asking you to be like, what are some tweaks I can make a little bit here, a little bit there to be better? Thanks for sharing that, man. That's good. Let's see. Proven niches, big niches. If you go into a weird one where there's no 7-figure agency owners in there, just know that you're going to have to figure out how to get results, and it's going to be a lonely road. Personally, what would Joel do? I would go into a proven niche and figure out how to be better. That's what I would do. That's what I would do if I was starting out, and I would just figure out how to be better. And it could be as simple as we do marketing for med spas, but we have a female-led team. It could be as simple as that. Now we're better than everyone else because that's a female-driven industry. I love that innovation. I think that's genius.
Quick question when you have a side.
Yeah, go for it.
So I didn't choose dietitians, by the way. I was just suggesting it as an option. The niche that I fully like threw everything into literally as of yesterday. I just completely reworked my whole site and bought a new domain and got a new DVA and everything. Is a hyper-focused version of chiropractors, which is just holistic healing, just like shifting the entire site to be holistic healing marketing. And I'm just wondering, like, it's technically not proven because there isn't a leader in the space. There's no one at all. But it's similar enough to chiros and acupuncturists and things like that, that it's kind of proven.
I don't what's the niche? It's
Holistic healing, just like functional doctors and
I guess, I mean, that's just a
naturopaths and
bigger,
stuff.
that's an even bigger niche because now you're targeting a lot of different sub niches in one. But if that's what you would do, I would just say, hey, that's fine. We do holistic health marketing, but then when you're advertising or reaching out to these people, you should only focus on one subdivision of that at a time.
Okay. Sweet.
Let me be clear. If you work with acupuncturists and chiropractors, you have two niches. You don't have one. Medical is not a niche. That's a category. Okay. Like housing stuff, home services is not a niche. That's a category. Roofing is a niche. Fencing is a niche. Like like car stuff is a category, but car dealerships is a niche. Auto detailing is a niche. Auto repair is a niche. You guys need to pick one and be masters of it. That's the only way you're going to learn the intricacies of it. Like, ooh, you know what? They pick up the phone better when a girl calls them. You're only going to pick up those nuances if you're really dialed in on one niche. Yo, Thomas, we're going pretty slow, but I think people, are you guys liking this speed? You want me to go faster, guys? Like, what do you guys prefer?
Yeah, I think actually everyone, like most people have their niche figured out, but I think it's good to talk about it, talk about the fact that it's important. Like, it doesn't matter as much the niche, but like it matters to offer something different to the same niche.
Yeah, for sure. If Thomas, if you want, we could do like a part 2 next Friday and I could just finish that way. It's not
Yeah,
like
sure.
rushed. Yeah, I think like what I noticed is going in depth on these calls, you pick up some of the details that you miss on like a YouTube video or on like a course training. That's just like to get the information in and out, you know? Okay. Quick warning for you guys. Every niche sucks. Every single one. There's not one good niche. They all suck. Okay. Can you guys write that down in the comments? Every niche sucks, right? Like type it out. I just want you guys to like understand that every niche sucks. Okay. The best niche is the one that you stick with and figure out and make it not suck. It's up to you to make it not suck, but starting out, it sucks. There's no perfect one. So please, no niche hopping. Don't ask yourself I'm in med spa. I need to switch to chiros because it's a better niche. No, you need to ask yourself, how can I be better in med spas in order for it to actually work? Yeah, you have to make it not suck. William, I really like that. I guess we could say every niche is good. That's more positive. I like that. That's a more positive outlook. But then you have to write, but I suck and I have to be better. And I don't want to write that out. All right, let's keep going. You got your niche. Again, I like proven niches, just figuring out how to be a little bit better. The next step is you're going to get a database of all of your prospects. You need to get a database. You need to scrape. You need to get a list of every phone number, email, and social media account of that niche. There's a few options. You can scrape it yourself, like with like D7 Lead Finder. Like,
I would say there's a plugin called Instant Data Scraper. It's actually pulls business info right from Google Maps. So I find it's actually more accurate and relevant.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, like I buy my lists, but like just because it's faster for me, but if you guys, option 1 is to scrape it yourself. Since I haven't scraped it myself, I just buy it. So I don't know if there's better ones out there, but there's so many different tools that you could use to scrape it yourself. That's option 1. Option 2 is to hire a VA, a virtual assistant, and all they do is scrape all day. So the idea, for example, let's say that I'm Thomas and I'm running a med spa agency. I would have a VA whose entire job it is to get every single phone number, email, and social media account for every single med spa and phone. Did I say phone number? Yeah. Phone number, email, and social media account for every med spa in the US or UK or wherever you're trying to get clients. The goal is you eventually want to walk away with a whole list. You don't need the whole list to start, but you want to have the whole list eventually. Option 3 is to pay for a database. You can like buy different databases, and there's a few different people out there that do that as a service. I'm sure you guys could find them. All right, step 3. So at this point, we have our niche, we have the data. Is that clear? Drop a 1 if that makes sense. Cool. Don't overspend on the scraping on the list, by the way. It shouldn't be that expensive. There's some companies they're like 10,000. It's like, no. It's like, it should be max a few $100. All right, step 3, we're going to create your irresistible offer. A lot of people don't fully understand how to make a solid offer. And this is one of the most important pieces to your agency. This is how we get prospects to say yes. Okay. I call them easy yes offers. If I say, hey, would you like this? We want to make it as easy as possible for them to say yes. My favorite ones for beginners. So if you're just starting out, here's my favorite offers that don't go into all this other stuff. My favorite offers for beginners that are very easy to say yes to, for you to get started, for you to get experience, 30-day free trials, free Google review campaign. We're like, hey, I'm going to do a free Google review campaign. Don't pay me anything. I just want to help you out. And by the way, you guys can literally copy and paste my Google review campaign, which is, where is it? You can load this up into high level and you can just blast it out and do a database reactivation. And it's going to get your clients so many reviews. So you guys can do a free Google review campaign to get your foot in the door. You could do a free reactivation campaign. I put mine here as well. You can plug and play this into high level. Thomas has videos showing you how to do this. So just follow Thomas's lead on this. But you can take these campaigns and reach out to let's say reach out to a med spa. And now when you're cold calling, you're like, hey, I would love to just get you some patients for free. And you run a free reactivation campaign, or like, hey, I'd love to just get you guys some Google reviews for free just to show you what we could do for you. Don't pay me anything. We don't even have to talk about what else I can offer you just yet. I just want to add some value. Those are my favorite ways to get your foot in the door. Besides that, here's my 2 other favorite offers for you guys to use. If you're just starting out, you can say it's $199 a week to test drive our program. You could even go down to $99 a week to test drive our program. And this would be just for month 1. It's genius because someone paying you $400 for month 1 or, $800 for month 1 it's kind of a big ask, but doesn't it feel a lot less intense if I'm like, it's just $99 right now to get started? It's a lot less intense. It's a lot easier for someone to say yes. And this is, again, these are for beginners. These are my favorite offers for beginners that don't know, maybe you haven't learned how to run ads, get results. It's just to get your foot in the door. Remember, going from 0 to 1 is the hardest. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys to build momentum. Remember the rock? I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys to get the rock moving. There was a guy in here earlier who I've helped in the past, and he works with auto detailing. As soon as he switched to a trial, what he says is, look, it's going to be I think a 2-week trial, and you have to make me a testimonial video. And then he posts it on his Instagram. And then now on his Instagram, he's got like 10 testimonial videos, and then he does Instagram DMs to get clients. And now it's extremely easy for him to get clients because he's got so much social proof because he put in the hard work up front by offering the free trials. So 30-day free trial, free Google review campaign, free reactivation campaign, $99 a week to test drive our program month 1. It's like, hey, it's just for you to test it out. It's only $99 to get started right now. That's really easy for someone to say yes to. Another one that's really easy for people to say yes to is, hey, we're going to send you 10 booked appointments and then you pay. And then you can either do the reactivation campaign or the ads. So for example, right now, I think Thomas guarantees 20 prepaid booked appointments. Like to make it even sexier for people that, Thomas, at this point, you know how to get results. So you can just go in with a heavy offer and just like hit them with a strong guarantee. But for you guys, maybe you don't know if you can get 20 appointments guaranteed. So what you do is you say, hey, let me send you the first 10 for free, and then you pay me. Then there's no risk to you. That is the offer that I did as a beginner. And we would send people 20 patient appointments, and then they would pay us, and we ran that as a free trial until we were at like 50K a month. So that offer took us to about 20K a month in our agency. And then also, whenever chiropractors didn't have money, we would offer them this as a downsell month one. So it's like, oh, you don't have $2,000 to spend, no worries. You could test drive our system for $99 a week for month one. Then after month one, it goes up to 2K a month. These are my favorite easy yes offers for beginners. Do these make sense, guys? Did I lose anyone? We're starting to get a little bit more advanced. I'm going to give you guys everything. We'll do it at the end. And I think, Thomas, you're going to upload this to the course, or you do whatever you want with the recording, but
yeah.
Yeah, you get the document too. So did that make sense, guys? Easy yes offers. Those are like my favorite ones. You could literally take Thomas's cold call script and then say at the end, hey, let us just send you 10 free appointments. And then after you guys get the 10 appointments, we'll get started. Or you could say, hey,
On that, would you pay for ad spend or would they pay for ad spend?
I'd like them to pay for ad spend. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
Sweet.
I know there's this guy that I coach in the legal niche where he pays for the ad spend, but he's also been doing this for a long time, and it's too risky for most beginners. I'd like them to pay for the ad spend, and I'd also do a reactivation campaign, how Thomas teaches you guys. So I would upload their database into High Level, and I would reactivate it, and you could potentially get them 10 patients to book from just that, and then you're done. Ideally, that's how you guys do it. Then they don't even need ad spend.
Yeah, it's free. I mean, it's by far the easiest thing you can do.
Yeah, and you could also do like 5 appointments. It doesn't have to be 10.
Yeah, what's up, Alberto?
Yeah, quick question. How much would you charge for appointment whenever you do those 10 or whatnot? So after ad spend, how much would you charge for a chiropractic at least?
Yeah, that's a good question. So at the very beginning, guys, you want to make it as easy as possible for people to say yes. The more you have results, social proof, the more aggressive you can be in your pricing. Like, there's some coaches out there that are like, just charge more, but it's like, it's hard to charge. I mean, I've tried charging more with like when I actually started a dental agency in addition to the chiro, and we scaled it to about $80,000 a month, and then COVID hit, and then we shut it down. We only focused on chiros because our plan was to start scaling in the medical niche. But what's interesting is that it was really hard for us to get clients in dental at first. So up until about 50K a month, one of our main offers was, hey, first month, only $500 for us. And then everyone started saying yes. And then now, let's say out of 10 people, 4 moved on to month 2. And then we were charging anywhere between $1,500 to $2,500 a month. So I'd say, as a rule of thumb, guys, you want to charge about 1 to 2K a month. But if you're just starting out, I'd rather have someone pay me $500 than pay me nothing. Once you have like 50 clients and you're like, I don't need your $500, then fine, you could be more aggressive with it.
But then, and just going back to the appointments, say like you get them 10 appointments, how much would you charge for that though? Like 10 or 20? Because I'm thinking of doing something similar of you pay me once I generate 20 appointments, but then like including ad spend and whatnot, I'm trying to see what a good balance would be.
Got you. So for the first 10, I would just say it's free. They'd cover the ad spend. Then after that, it's like, it depends on your niche, depends on your numbers. Like if you're just paying, so you're selling packs of appointments?
So I'm thinking of doing that appointment setting offer initially. I'm focused on massage therapists, but yeah, which I think it could be a bit of a similar model to chiropractic.
Yeah, massage might be. How long have you been in that niche?
I just shifted. So yeah, I would
pick a higher ticket niche.
Okay.
I'd rather you go into like spinal decompression or like stem cell therapy, like work with doctors because they have more money. And like
Yeah.
massage therapy is tough because they have their packages are so small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to throw a curveball, but I would
Yeah,
probably,
no. Thomas told me
or just
something along
regular,
those lines too.
or maybe just regular chiros, or maybe
So which
physical
packages
fit,
would you
or
focus on Cairo?
instead of massage therapy, you could do physical therapy because
Okay.
they offer massage and
Mhm.
cupping and all this other stuff, but they sell some big packages.
Okay.
That's a solid niche, PTs, and they'll pay. Okay, so how much per appointment? That's a good question. It just depends on your numbers, you know, like I'll just give you I'll give you a more, I'll give you a
Yeah, I mean,
framework.
it depends how much money you're making for the business. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, I think ideally you're profiting about $1,000 per client you take home. So just do the math on 20 appointments, what it's going to cost you with that spend, things like that, and how much are you going to profit at least 1,000. And yeah, I mean, once you have your number, like once you're dialed in, yeah, it also depends on how much you're making the client, like Thomas said, for sure.
Yeah.
If you have the best system in the world, you can charge more per appointment. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let me keep going and then we'll do Q&A. Let me at least finish. Let me at least finish this. So these are easy yes offers. Now, once you guys have results, once you guys have gotten in the door, once you guys know how to get in the door and get clients results and all that good stuff, you want to create the ultimate irresistible offer. This is the stage that, for example, Thomas is at. And yeah, even before I ever met Thomas, like you had a crazy good offer. So like that's the next phase. These are really easy yes offers. They're like super easy for you to get started, get people to say yes, build momentum. But once you already know how to do it, you want to charge money. Like you don't want to start off with free trials. So this is the ultimate irresistible offer. This is how you do it. It boils down to 3 categories: having a big promise, removing the risk, and the mechanism. This is getting technical, guys. You know, we started with mindset, but now this is like specifics. This is crafting your package so that the prospect says yes to you. And while these were easy yes offers, this is the ultimate offer. You want to have a big promise, you want to remove the risk, and you want to have a strong mechanism. So a big promise would be like, we'll get you like 20 pre-paid appointments in 30 days. A big promise would be like, we're going to get you 10 patients in the door. This was mine at my peak with my agency with Atlas Digital. We did 10 patients in the door in 30 days. That was like the biggest promise that we could make. 100 booked appointments in 90 days. You know, the very first promise that I ran was 50 patients. This was back when people wanted leads. Now people want appointments, but I used to sell leads. And my first offer, my first big promise was 50 patient leads in 30 days. So that was the big promise. So when you guys are crafting an offer, you want to have a big promise. Like, what are you actually getting them? What's the result? You're selling the vacation, not the flight ticket. Like, what am I going to actually get? This is a really important lesson, guys, not to take too much of a step back, but they're not paying you for marketing, guys. They're paying you to make money. You guys are not marketing agencies. You guys are business development, growth, experts. You could even say that on the sales call. No, we're not on my way to, we're business development growth experts, some fancy thing like that. You guys are in charge of helping their business grow and make money. So you got to sell them the dream. They don't care about Facebook ads. If you say, yeah, we help you with Facebook ads, they don't care. You know what they care about? How many appointments am I going to get? How many clients am I going to get from this? That's what they care about. All right, next up. Then you want to remove the risk, okay? So you have your big promise, then you want to remove the risk. You could say, hey, if we don't hit the result, and these are just different ideas. Again, take them, make them better. You could say, hey, if we don't get you this promise, we'll give you a full refund, plus we'll send you $1,000. You could say, hey, to remove the risk, we're going to send you the first few for free. Hey, to remove the risk, you pay per appointment. Pay per appointment. Now it's a performance-based offer. That's how you remove the risk. You could even do pay per show. Only pay per person that shows up. The idea is you want to remove the risk as much as possible. You can either do it by offering a refund, by giving them a little taste at first. So these would be like giving them a little sample. It's like, hey, have an appetizer before you pay for the entree. And then you could also say, hey, we'll do it on a performance basis. You only pay per result. So that's the second phase. You want to remove the risk. The third phase is the mechanism, the how. This is actually the most important piece, guys. This is the most important piece of the whole equation. And it's also the piece that most people focus on the least. Again, this is the most important piece of the offer, but no one is teaching this. No one is, or I don't know, maybe they are, but very few people are teaching the mechanism, the how. So let me tell you guys a story real quick to teach this. So back when I was working with chiropractors, the biggest complaint that I got was that the patients weren't showing up to the appointments. And then I started calling all of my clients, asking them about their show-up rates. And then there's this guy in California named Dr. Brian Smoot. Dr. Brian Smoot. And Dr. Brian was like, hey, we have like a 90% show-up rate. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, we figured out a way to get the patients to show up by taking the payment for the appointment before it actually happens. He's like, I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, we're actually collecting the payment for the appointment before they walk in. Then I launched the patients that prepay and show up system. And he let me. He gave me a script, he gave me his process, everything. What happened was after that, I was solving such a big problem so that removing the risk and the big promise did not matter as much. I actually didn't have a guarantee at all. When I ran the prepaid patients and show up system, I didn't have a big promise and I didn't remove the risk. People just wanted this because it was such a big solution to a big problem that they had. Let me tell you guys another story. TikTok ads. I started testing TikTok ads for local before anyone was running TikTok ads for local. I spent my own money on behalf of, my clients. And as soon as we cracked the code on it, I was literally yelling at everyone every day, go sell TikTok ads, because it was new. It was new. It was hot. People just wanted to do TikTok ads. You didn't have to even guarantee a result. You didn't even have to remove the risk. People just wanted TikTok ads. It's a lot easier. This is the lesson, guys. If you for some reason, if I lost you, I know a lot of people stopped sharing their faces. I know we've been going for a while, but if I lost you, this is one of the most important lessons that I could teach you. So pay attention to this right here. This is important. I'm going to even type it out for you guys. Selling something new is always going to be easier than selling something better. Selling something new is always going to be easier than selling something better. If you say, Alberto, let's say you're working with Kairos and you're like, yo, Dr. John, I'll get you 20 prepaid appointments. Then we got Jimmy. Jimmy hits up the same Cairo, Dr. John. He says, yo, Dr. John, I'll get you 25 prepaid appointments. Then Crispy comes in and says, yo, Dr. John, I'll get you 25 prepaid appointments and you only pay me per appointment. So there's less risk to you. It's better. But then Thomas comes in and he's like, yo, Dr. John, screw all that. I'm going to run TikTok ads for you. And no one else is doing that. Dr. John's going to be like, okay, great. I want to try it. I've never done this before. The hard part is figuring out something new. That's the hard part. It's because this is the innovation. This is the innovation. This is the hard part. Me finding that script that to get patients to prepay and show up, that's difficult. It's not, I wasn't planning to stumble across it, you know. Being the first to market is going to be hard, but I promise you, if you guys can find a way to add in something new, a new mechanism, it'll be easier to sell and this won't matter as much. So I'll give you guys a great example that no one is doing that I just found out about. Okay. Right now, a lot of local businesses are struggling with recruiting, with hiring. I don't know if you guys know this, but like roofing companies are struggling with hiring. Dental offices, one of the biggest problems that they have is hiring. And again, you're a business development growth expert. You're not a marketing agency. So you come in and you say, hey, you guys can literally run ads to recruit people just like you run ads to get them. It's the same shit. You run ads, you follow up with them, with the candidates, you vet them out and you send them to the client. It's the same thing as you running ads to generate a lead. You vet them out, you send it to a client. It's all the same shit. But now you're the first person that is running ads to help them solve the recruiting problem. And even if you go into a saturated niche like dental, if you're the first one to do it, you have a blue ocean. So remember I said it's better to go into proven niches and figure out how to be a little bit better. That's how you would do it. That's I'm giving it to you guys. That one, no one is touching yet. And it's literally like, hey, no, we're a little different than everyone. Everyone's trying to get you guys patients. We actually run ads to help you with recruiting and solve that problem for you forever. Oh, what's your guarantee? You know, we guarantee we're the only ones on the planet doing this as a service. You don't have to compete. It's not better. It's new. TikTok ads is starting to die out. Like that was hot. And for like 3 months, the way that it works is when something new comes out, you need to go hard and be first to market and you capture a big part of the market. And then as soon as more people start to come, and now Jimmy, Alberto, and Crispy are all offering appointments and TikTok ads. Now we're back to competing by being better. All right, I'm going to give you guys some notes. With the big promises, you have to set rules that they must hit in order to qualify. So if they want 20 prepaid appointments in 30 days, they must be willing to spend a certain amount on ads. They must be willing to follow your process. They must be willing to use your offers. For example, let's say you're working with chiropractors and the offer that you're going to run for them is $21 adjustment. And they're like, no, I don't want to run that offer. Well, then you don't qualify for the guarantee. You know, I guarantee you the result if you follow my system, right? So you have to set rules that they must meet in order to qualify. Like I said, the mechanism is the most important. New offers will always beat better offers. New offers always beat better offers. Again, everyone focuses on better, better, and better. No one focuses on innovation. How can I be new? How can I be different? If you guys I'm not telling you to only worry about this, but just don't forget to think about this. this is how you can come in and really win. All right, that was a lot of info. How are you guys feeling? Let's take a quick little pulse check because I know it's a lot. I'm trying to show you guys how to build a 7-figure business in like an hour. It's hard, It's not as simple as like, I'm trying to give you guys everything. I'm just going step by step.
Yeah, Liam, what's your question? You had your hand raised for like ever.
Yeah. So I'm doing local mattress stores because I have a background in that. And I guess maybe a question I have a lot, but I think
do know a 7-figure agency that helps mattress stores, by the way.
perfect. I actually Instagram.
I know
don't
one.
I'm gonna be two. Yeah. So what should my offer be on that? Because like they're not. I don't think I can sell a prepaid appointment, right? Like who's gonna pay $50 to show up to a mattress store and look at a mattress? How should I like present my offer, or should I try that? Like, what do you think?
I think you could sell appointments. They're not going to prepay. No,
Yeah,
that's not guys. All this you have to kind of modify it slightly
Yep.
for your niche, right?
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, you can't do prepaid for a mattress store. This is an important side note. The more saturated your niche, remember, this is really important. The more saturated your niche, the crazier of an offer or the more new of an offer you're going to have to create. So like if mattress stores, if you only have one main competitor, you can probably get away with some basic stuff, like just TikTok ads for we're the only TikTok ad agency for mattress stores.
Do you know Joey Yak?
Yeah.
I had him make some videos for me and my client. So that's my unique twist.
There you go. So it's like the point is like if it's less competitive, you can almost use strategies that worked like a few months ago, right? So it's like TikTok ads for chiropractors were really hot. Now everyone's been pitching TikTok ads for chiropractors, but like TikTok ads for mattress stores, like that would be, you're the only one. Like, and you don't even have to guarantee anything.
And the offer could be free pillow on show up or something like that. And I guess the other question is, Thomas, are you just sourcing like the appointment setters from Upwork, or how should I source those appointment setters?
Yeah. You can go on Upwork, you can go on onlinejobs.ph. Mine actually reached out to me on Instagram.
Nice.
So yeah, that's how I found mine.
Awesome. And then the last thing I would say is because it's crazy because a lot of local mattress stores, like I'm obviously weeding out all the big franchises and stuff, but a lot of the local ones, like I have actually 2 clients and neither of them even had a CRM. They were literally just writing everything down on pens and paper. But when I'm pitching, like I'll tell these people, hey, you don't even pay me. And they're still closed-minded. I don't know if there's like, I'll tell them like, you don't pay me unless we deliver, and they still are just closed-minded, which I know you guys can't solve, but it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I think it's a good niche, guys. I will say, like, you gotta have to figure out how to get like, for example, TikTok ads. If you could get away with just offering TikTok ads to mattress stores, but now you have to figure out TikTok ads for mattress stores. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what that would look like, right? So that's the downside. Yo, Thomas, how would you feel if we did this like in like 3 parts? And I just finished pillar 1 today. What do you think?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
We could just do it like a 3-part series, just because like
you got a lot of knowledge to give, man. Like
I've done this. This has been my job for over and over. I literally do this every single day.
You can tell.
Guys, I think from working with like hundreds of agencies, you kind of get like a lot of knowledge. Especially Joel, like he's worked with agencies in like so many niches. I think it's really crazy. It's really unique.
I think we could let's see. I'm trying to think if we could finish. Ooh, let's finish pillar 1 today. I could go for like another 40 minutes, pillar 1 today. And then we'll do Q&A too, rapid fire at the end. And then we'll do the remaining 3 pillars in like 2 sessions.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, if it's cool with you guys. All right. All right. So you have a good offer. Next up, you got to set up, my philosophy, guys, is you want to have 2 prospecting channels. Okay. 2 prospecting channels, inbound and outbound. Inbound and outbound. So you want to set up one channel where you're going to them, and you want to set up one channel where they're coming to you. Now, if you don't have money yet for paid ads, don't worry. Then I want you to set up 2 free channels. Okay. If you have money for paid ads and you can invest a little bit, then I want you to set up paid ads and 1 free channel. That's kind of like my 1-2 punch. Anytime I've told people to do more than that, it gets overwhelming. So again, if you can invest in the paid ads, do paid ads and 1 free channel. If you don't have money for paid ads, you're going to do 2 prospecting channels that are free. Make sense? Yes? Okay, cool. So let's see where I can go. Okay, setting up paid ads. Thomas, if you want, we could have Isaac come in here and just do a whole training on how to do paid ads from start to finish. Like, that might be pretty dope.
Yeah.
That might be a little faster, you know. If you guys, so there's another guy who runs a 7-figure agency. Maybe what we could do is have him just come on and teach you guys how to do the whole ads for your agency from start to finish. That might be pretty dope. Okay, so maybe that'll allow us to go faster. You know what I'm saying? So Thomas, would that be okay? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's definitely good. It's good that, like, you know, once you know you can run the ads like yourself, I think they can have that confidence, like on sales calls, in their outreach. It just makes a huge difference to know how to actually deliver the results, like in the sales process. So I think it'd be super beneficial.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we can have, guys, I'll make sure we could schedule something for Isaac to come maybe like next week and teach you guys paid ads. That way we don't have to go into the specifics right now.
Yeah, by the way, could you introduce Isaac, like who he is? Because
oh yeah,
I don't think.
Okay, so Isaac and I started around the same time, and he scaled his Cairo agency to about 100K a month too. And then we would like call each other and share like secrets, things that we were learning about the niche with each other. Like, oh, like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And then we became really good friends. And then eventually we became business partners in our current business. But Isaac is like, I'm much more like marketing, front end, offer creation, strategy, mindset. He's more like behind the scenes, technical, how to actually get client results, how to run the ads. And he's like he's really a media buying genius. Like, he's spent like tens of millions of dollars on ads. Like, it's actually pretty insane. He can get you ad copy and offers for pretty much every niche on the planet, except like those weird ones. So what I was thinking is maybe he can come in and train you guys on ads. That way we don't have to go into the specifics today, because if not, it's going to take way too long. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that'd be awesome, bro.
We're trying to make 300 agencies. We're going to give people so much FOMO, you know?
Isn't it already like almost capped out?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, it's going to be wild.
Everybody in your ass.
This group is going to go into the future and make history.
Thomas,
It's gonna be
you know, it'd be dope. You should make it to like maybe like 3 to 6 months from now. If you're not making like 10K a month or have a certain amount of clients, you could open up new spots.
Yeah, I'll see.
Yeah, that's going to give people a lot of FOMO for sure. All right, so paid ads. Isaac is going to come in and teach you guys. He's literally a media buying genius, ran a 7-figure agency as well. He'll go over all this, so I'm not going to even go into it. Next up, you're going to set up 1 free channel. I'll give you guys some examples: cold email, Instagram DMs, Facebook DMs, cold call. So for example, if you guys don't have money for paid ads, you would do cold email and cold call, or you would do IG DMs and cold call. I'd say my favorite ones at least right now that I see are working from you guys, like cold call is definitely working. I'm actually extremely impressed. Like for a while, like it used to be really hot and people were just hammering the phones. I think it kind of died out, but now it's like really hot again. And then Instagram DMs, like those are just crushing. Instagram DMs is pretty insane. So here, we don't even have to go into this. Let me actually go over this. I'll just leave that in there, but let's go over the scripts. Where is it? Okay, so for Instagram DMs and Facebook DMs, here's what I do. I follow their page. I engage with their content a little bit. You know, I'll like a few pictures. I'll comment on their posts. I'll actually engage though. It won't be like templated out. I'll actually try to engage with them. Then what I'll do is I'll actually take a screenshot of one of their posts, send it to them in a message, or I'll take one of their videos and send it to them in a message and compliment them. I'll be like, hey, name, really love this video. I think more people should be thinking about their, you know, patience this way. Honestly, crazy that most people don't. I'm just starting a conversation. That's all my goal is, with a compliment. That's it. I promise you people are going to be way more receptive to that. Then you're going to wait for a response, and then you're going to ask a question. By the way, and actually, I'd like to make this question as open-ended as possible. Like, by the way, do you guys work with, let's say I'm working with chiropractors. By the way, do you guys do spinal decompression or just adjustments? I just want them to say yes. I'm going to ask them a question. Then after that, I'm going to drop the offer. Awesome. Well, I know this is completely off base, but we're actually looking for a blank to partner with. Got a crazy offer we're running. We'll get you blank the next 30 days worth of chat, you think. You guys can take this and modify it a little bit if you want. Like, for example, let me pull this up for you guys. This is another guy. This is a guy, the auto detailing guy that I was telling you guys about. Let me see if I can find his script. He's not going to mind because I helped him on the script and I know he'll want to hook you guys up. Let me find it.
While he's searching for that, anybody do Google ads in here?
To get clients?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, big on Google. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
I never got it to work for me.
Everybody's doing Facebook.
Yeah,
honestly,
I never got.
Right now, I only do Google for all of my companies, and I've like doubled or tripled their size in like 60 days. So that's my main focus right now.
Yeah, I found that it's just hard to scale because you just can't control the amount of search volume, right? But
little, small, find new keywords, lots of them.
interesting. All right, I'm sending myself this screenshot and it's not loading. We're just gonna wait because I want to show you guys this. Okay, just.
Hello, I was wondering also, do you DM from your personal IG or agency account for Instagram?
Oh, I try to get you guys to do as many profiles as possible. Like I would literally create like 3 or 4 different profiles. That way you could scale to like 30 or 50 messages a day. Total. So like it doesn't actually matter too much. What matters is number one, your profile is optimized. What I would literally do, I'm gonna just pull up the message. Maybe that'll be easier. So he literally says, hey, is this the best place to ask a question? And then they do question mark. And then he says, well, I just worked with, hold on, this way. Just worked with Daily Details Garage to bring them an extra 8,000 worth of ceramic coating jobs in 30 days. using a new system I stumbled upon months ago. Can you take on more clients? I'd be happy to show you the system free of charge. And then eventually he said, yeah, you have my interests. And then he also said, we also have a 25 book jobs guarantee. So like the reason I'm showing you guys this is because Tony, who's in 300 agencies, took my original script that I just showed you guys. And you see how he tweaked it a little bit? See how he tweaked? He didn't say, I'm going to get you patients or jobs guaranteed. He said, hey, I'd love to show you the system for free. He said, I just worked with this client to bring them an extra $8,000 worth of jobs in 30 days using a new system I stumbled upon months ago. Can you take on more clients? I'd be happy to show you the system free of charge. So like, he's not even going to do it for them. He's just going to show them the system and then say at the end, hey, by the way, if you want me to run the system for you, let me know. So he took, remember we talked about taking the framework, making it a little bit better. He took this right here. He took this right here and made it a little bit better. I like he also made it a lot simpler. He just literally reaches out and says, hey, is this the best place to ask a question? I like to take the extra time to follow their page, engage with their content a little bit, take a screenshot. It really helps your conversion overall and getting them to open it. Then I'll say, by the way, do you guys, I just want them to say yes. So I'll say something like, by the way, do you guys only do adjustments or also spinal decompression? Something that I know they're going to respond to. And then I'll drop the offer. You could also use this script if you want that I showed you guys. And then as far as your profile, what you want to do is this. It's very simple. Let me pull it up. So you want to offer, remember at the beginning, we talked about offering free trials in exchange for testimonial videos. Then all you want to do is add them to your profile. And like, that's it. He doesn't even have a bio or anything. It's just when people go to look at him, they're like, holy crap. It's just testimonial videos. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just don't look weird on your profile. Like, I don't know how to say that. Like, as long as you look normal and you have social proof, that's all that matters.
Just don't look like a bot.
Like a butt?
No, like a bot, not a butt.
Oh, bot. Yeah, it's like, all right, cool. Yeah. Don't look like a bot for sure. Like, there's this guy that commented on my TikTok. He's like, your IG script didn't work. And then I was like, send me a video of it. And he looked like a scammer. Like his profile looked like straight up scam. I was like, dude, no one's going to respond to he didn't have a profile picture. It just looked like it was some page that's just trying to like sell me crypto. That's what it looked like. So just don't look like a page that's trying to sell crypto. Look like a normal person and then add social proof. And then you want to create multiple profiles. Okay. So that's the IGDMs. Cold call, I would literally use Thomas's script. So you guys have that already. If I were you guys, I'd probably do a cold, because a cold call, you can't cold call at night. So like what I would do if I were you guys, cold call during the day and then send Instagram DMs at night. That's how I would do it. That's how I would do the two. All right, cold email. So this is the email that really worked well for me to get a lot of responses. It just made it easy for me to then warm call them. So this was kind of like, it was very vague, high level. What I would do is I would say, hi, I'm reaching out because I'm getting a lot of potential gym members and I'm looking to partner with a gym in your area to send them to. Then I drop my offer. Is that worth a chat? So you could say, we'll get you 10 gym members in the next 10 days, or you don't pay. Worth a chat. If you're interested, just reply with your cell and we can chat about it over the phone. This was the email that I sent out, and I would send it I would have my VA send 500 a day. By the way, most of you guys probably aren't doing enough. As a little side note, if you're just doing free prospecting channels, I guarantee you, I would literally bet my money you guys just aren't doing enough. So for example, let's say you spend money on paid ads, you spend $100, you reach 1,000 people. Just it might be more. I think it's more, but just for the easy math, if you're spending $100 a day to reach 1,000 people, you need to be able to match that with your free prospecting channels. So you guys need to be, who here is doing 500 touch points a day? Who here is doing 100 touch points a day? That should be your bare minimum. 100 touch points a day, bare minimum. Between cold calling, Instagram DMs, you need to be doing a mix of 100 dials and messages minimum. Ideally, it's more like 500. Perfect world, 1,000 touch points a day. If you cold call 1,000 people a day, don't you think you're going to get a client? Obviously, it can't be you, but maybe you could invite your friends to come hang out, give them 50% of the deals that they help you close. Be like, I'll do all the work after they close. So you guys need to do more for sure. 4 touch points? Absolutely not. No one ever built a like you guys. It's like you need to do so much more than you think you need to do. Volume wise. All right. This is the email that I sent out. Again, I would drop the offer. If you guys want to do a more personalized one, you're going to compliment them, and then you're going to drop the offer. If you want to actually do one by one, personalized. You could also take this and make it even shorter. You could say, hey, you could even take this out and you could say, hey, drop the offer. We'll get you 10 patients for free with TikTok ads in the next 10 days. If you're interested, reply with your cell and we could chat. You could make it even shorter if you want. All right, so you guys have cold call script from Thomas. For Instagram DMs and Facebook DMs, it's kind of the same. It's the same shit. Cold email, I just showed you guys. Paid ads, we're going to bring Isaac on because it's going to, if I talk about it, it's not really going to make sense. You guys have to just see it, you know? Then we're going to take last piece, and then we'll open it up for Q&A the last 20 minutes. Last piece. If you feel up for it, this is one of the biggest hacks to increasing your authority. You know how everyone's like, how do I get clients when I have no social proof, right? This is one of the easiest hacks to build social proof very, very quickly. Even if you have 0 clients, you could do this. Even if you still have 0 clients at the end of it, you'll have a lot of social proof, okay? This is one of the easiest hacks. I call it the profitable content machine. You're going to interview 10 people for 1 hour. So 10 hours worth of content. It could be people in your niche. It could be a different, like if you could find a famous chiropractor, or a famous roofer, or a famous, whatever niche person, and it's someone that has authority in your niche, and you interview them for your podcast. Now you're grabbing their authority. And then what you're going to do is you're going to upload those 10 videos to podcast, to YouTube, and then you're going to have someone cut it up into shorts or into short form content that you can then post on TikTok, IG Reels, Facebook Reels, and YouTube Shorts. And now you will be seen as a real agency. Like, you'll have so much content. You'll have more content than most 7-figure agencies just from 10 hours of work doing a podcast. So the idea is you'll be seen as legit. They'll be like, oh yeah, this guy's talking to all these successful people. Like, and you could literally find a Cairo that's doing really, really well and be like, hey, I'd love to interview just for you to share what you're doing, how it works. And then your YouTube thumbnail could be like how this chiropractor did this result. And then now you're sitting next to them and they're going to see that. The prospects will see that. So for example, let's say that the guy, Tony, that I showed you guys, his Instagram, also, let's say on his profile, he also had all of these interviews with some of the most famous auto detailing shops in the US or in the world. They're going to start when he DMs them and they go look at his profile, they're going to be like, oh, this guy's legit. And that you can do, guys, even if you have 0 clients. So that's one of my favorite hacks to set you up for success. When you do Instagram DMs, when you do cold email and people look you up, they're going to see more content than most agency owners have. So I think doing content to get clients is very hard. Like blowing up on YouTube, like Thomas is just Thomas, you're insanely talented, but like it's very hard to blow up on YouTube the way, like you're very, very talented. Like the way you blow up on YouTube is insane. To do that for like most people is really, really hard. So like I don't actually like content for most agency owners as a strategy to get clients. I like it as a strategy to build authority and make your paid ads and make your free prospecting channels work even more. Because then people see you and they're like, oh, they're legit. And remember what I said. You have to just go into the proven niche and figure out how to be a little bit better. So if you got real estate agency number 1, no content, no social, no content, no interviews with people that are authorities in the niche. Then you've got person number 2, and they've got all this content. They've got all these interviews with people that are well-known in the niche. Who is the real estate agent going to go with? Option 2. So, all right, that's it for pillar number 1. You guys, for homework, you need to have 2 prospecting channels up and running by tomorrow, or like 24 hours. Like, it's not a joke too. I'm being dead serious. You guys want to take your agency very seriously. You want to hit 10K a month. It's not tomorrow. It's now. You guys need 2 prospecting channels. Cold call, just pick up the phone and start calling. Checked off. You're done on prospecting channel number 1. DMs, you've got 24 hours to optimize your profile and send the first message. If you watch this video, or you have 24 hours to find an email address and send a cold email. If in 24 hours you watch this training, you're here with me today, and you didn't make at least 1 cold call or 1 cold email or 1 Instagram DM, you didn't follow along. You guys need to take action fast. Speed to implementation is extremely important. If you guys are going to do that, drop a 1 below. If you're going to commit to having 2 prospecting channels up and running, I know paid ads you can't because you're going to have to wait for Isaac. But I need you guys to be extremely aggressive about taking action. You have enough information now. That's it. Like, you're ready to go. 2 prospecting, pick your niche, find the people to reach out to, create your offer. But you know what? You know what's most important, guys? Setting appointments. So after you pick your niche, just skip right to step 6. Don't worry about the offer right now. Don't worry about all that. Just literally send the first message. Send the first message. Do the first cold call. And then next week, we'll go over how to close the clients and everything else. And then we'll also bring Isaac for the paid ads. All right, Thomas, how should we do questions Q&A? I don't know if Thomas is here. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's some people that have their hands up, so
Start with them.
yeah. Let's go with Denmark.
Hey Joe, so I know you have some experience working with attorneys, so I went into that niche and it's super difficult to get in touch with them. So my plan was basically to do an interview to learn about the industry. And I've kind of learned so far what their problem is, but it's really difficult for them to say yes to even an interview. So I sent like 5,000 emails to try and get interviews. I got like 113 responses and only 4 interviews. Like, it's really hard to get through to them. So I'm wondering,
What did you say in the email?
it's just essentially, hold on, let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. What kind of attorneys?
Immigration attorneys. Because I figured out one of their biggest problems is they don't have enough time. So I was gonna leverage VAs and then upsell
Genius.
them a month when they're, like they overwork with, they have a system now where someone's doing all this shit that they don't want to do. So now they need more people, right? But it's hard.
Yeah.
To on the phone.
You know what's crazy? My brother is a personal injury attorney, and he's actually massive on TikTok. He's gotten videos with like 20 million views and stuff. But like he one of his friends, who's also an attorney, is named Ethan, and they're starting a VA agency for lawyers, and it's been blowing up. So I think that's exactly what I mean about taking the framework and innovating on it. I think that's genius. Saying, hey, I'm going to free up your time, guaranteed, with VAs, and then upsell them on marketing.
Yeah. So I can't find my original one that I was asking for an interview. So do you mind if I share my screen? Is that cool?
Yeah, I already gave you permission.
So essentially I said, hey, I hope this email finds you well. I'm contacting you today because I've interviewed about 47 attorneys, and I've learned that many attorneys struggle with time management and time allocation when it comes to case management, intake forms, database management, and all other tedious tasks that limits the time spent on more meaningful shit. After learning from all these amazing attorneys, I've gone ahead and created a cost-effective service that essentially gives attorneys some time back without breaking the bank, which would be VAs. Would you happen to be interested in such a service? If you are, please reply with a yes, and we can go ahead and find a time most convenient for you, which will allow me to share with you what the service entails. If not, reply no. So I was using one of your
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be very honest with you, and it's all out of love, but I didn't even read the email. That's just way too long. Like the only way I would read a long email is if it was personalized at the top. Like the only way I would read kind of a 4-section email. And honestly, if I had to go back and make my script all over again, I would make it even shorter. Like it's like take out, I hope this finds you well. Yeah, it's I think you're losing most people. That's my first thought. My second thought is did anyone else feel, and again, it's all out of love, man. It's for you to it's for you to level up. Who felt a little overwhelmed reading that email? Like it's hard to take it in. You need to make your email like a TikTok ad. Like so dumb and quick and fast and to the point. It's like
you got to get to the point quick, I think.
Exactly. So let me read an email for you guys that I know is crushing from one of my students. It's literally, hey, first name, I don't want to waste your time. I'll optimize the shit out of your conversion rate, and if you won't, and you won't pay unless you profit. Reply back to get the conversation started. That's a whole
short.
Yeah, no, it's that short.
Crazy.
That if I had to go back, I would make it that short. That's literally, hi, first name, I don't want to waste your time. Drop the offer, reply back. So hi, I know you're a busy lawyer, so I don't want to waste your time. I'll free up 20 hours a week for you and you won't pay unless you profit. And you could say, hey, if you don't make more money from those extra 20 hours we give you, fine, we'll give you a refund. That could be your offer. But you don't have to say that in the email, by the way. You would just say, I'll free up 20 hours of your time every single week, and you won't pay unless you profit. Reply back. I guarantee you'll have a higher success rate.
So, man, thank you so much.
Also, there's something weird that you said. You said you got 100+ responses.
Yeah, and 90% of them were like, no, like self-emailing me. So it was kind of weird because I'm expecting if I'm taking an interview angle, some people would at least have some sort of slighter reaction.
No, the interview angle needs to come. If you're going to do the interview angle, it needs to come from one of two angles. Number one, hey, I'm just a student and I'm looking to get some feedback for, like, you need to make them feel like guilty for not helping you out as a student. It's like, hey, I'm doing this project where I have to interview attorneys in order to graduate. It would mean a lot if I could interview and just pick your brain on a few questions. Then they're going to feel guilty saying no. That's one angle. The other angle is like the status angle. So like, hey, I have a podcast where I interview the top attorneys from all across the world. And after doing some research, it seems like I would actually personalize that one. I'd say, like, after doing some research and seeing that you guys have been able to close this many cases, we would love to have you on. Reply back to get the conversation started. I think right now your email, it's not really clear. It's like you kind of lose me at the top.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
I think you're on the right track, though. I really do. And I think it's a great offer. So I think you're very close.
Yeah.
I think you're very close to having some massive success. You're a few tweaks away. All right, who's next?
On the queue, Abdullah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for all the information today.
No problem.
My question is kind of, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, my question is regarding like the first couple of clients. So I have my first client now, but I stopped outreach because I want to kind of focus on getting her the results she wants. So I kind of want to know, would you focus, like, once you get that first client, would you stop outreach and focus on results, or stay outreach? Because I'm afraid I'm going to get like 5 clients and I'm going to get no results for all of them and be overwhelmed. So how would you go about that? Like,
How many clients do you currently have?
I have 1.
Okay. If you have five, then stop and focus on just client results. But if you have 1,
yeah,
there's a few, and let me share why it's a bad idea for you to stop outreach. Number 1, you're building a really bad habit. The habit is every time I close a deal, I stop building my business. So it's like, that's just a terrible habit to build, especially from the start. So for example, I think I told Thomas this on a call. Have you guys ever been to the Apple store? Who here's been to the Apple store? Yeah. Okay. Do you know how they have like the Genius Bar where they're repairing stuff? Do they stop selling shit?
No.
No, they're just doing both at the same time. Like, you're always going to have clients that need your help, and you're always going to need to keep selling that. So I don't want you to build that habit. Also.
Yeah, and also you'll always lose your first client. Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. And like, there's also like some clients, you guys, you get the bet. I got a chiropractor, a 12x ROAS. 12x ROAS. He made so much money. And he goes, Joel, I have to work, because he only wanted to work 3 days a week. He's like, I'm having to go into the office 5 days a week. Like, I don't like this. So it's like, you can't base everything off of one client, because you could also get them the best results in the world, and now they left, and then they left you, and you're back at 0. And then how are you going to take care of yourself?
Yeah. How I was kind of like thinking about it is, I'm gonna practice like my service delivery with this one client and make it perfect. And I'm gonna have a testimonial. I'm gonna have a case study. So then after that, I can start outreaching. But
Okay,
I guess
but if you had 5 clients, here's another problem. This is one of the most important lessons that I could teach you in business. This is called a bell curve, guys. So imagine these are all of your clients fit into this bell curve. That means that the top 20% are here. Most clients are going to be about here. Some of your clients are going to be here. Okay. Your job as an agency owner is to get as many people to the farther along to the right. Okay. But I'm telling you, Thomas is going to be successful no matter if I coach him or Hermosi coaches him or anyone coaches him. He's really talented, right? He's going to be successful. Maybe Hermosi is amazing, right? If you meet with Hermosi, I'm sure it'll make you go faster, right? Like it'll help you go to the right a little bit. But most clients that succeed are going to be successful with or without you. Your job is to help them get there more efficiently and faster. Your job is to increase, and then the people at the bottom, your job is to increase their likelihood of success. Okay. But your job is, you can't force someone to succeed or fail. That's impossible. And on average, out of 100 clients, there has to be bad clients that get bad results. Out of 10 clients, there will be someone that has bad results due to many different factors. Maybe they opened up their practice in a town with only 1,000 people. And then they're like, why can't you get me more leads? Well, why don't you move to a bigger fucking city? You know, like, it's like, sorry to be so intense, but it's like these guys are like, that's outside of your control. What are you going to do? Make them relocate? You know, like, then, so let's say that the one client that you have right now is that client. And now you're building your entire system based on that person, but you're actually building it off of bad data, because what if he is the problem, not you?
Yeah, that's true.
You need to have some statistical significance in order to actually see if your results are good or not. So like, I would much rather you have 5 clients that you're testing the things out with than 1, because maybe what if the 1 is going to be successful with or without you? So then what you're doing might not actually be working, but they're just really, 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 really that good. On the flip side, if you have 5 clients, you could really start to see, is this working or not? You know?
100%. Yeah. Like it makes sense now.
Yeah. So this is, you know how they say you need money to make money?
Yeah.
You need clients to get client results. Like, one of the reasons why I'm very clear on how to build an agency is because I've seen it now so many times, over and over and over and over again. There's statistical significance. I can see it in numbers. It wasn't just one time. I scaled my agency with cold email to about 50K a month. But if I had to start all over again and I had money, I would have just started with paid ads. So just because it worked doesn't mean it was the best thing for me. And you can't really see those nuances with just one client. So for you to say, I'm going to stop everything for one client, you might be building the wrong system. You need to have some volume. And guess what happens when you start to like have more clients? Let's say you have 10, but actually let's say you have like 20. You can then observe what's working. So let's say you have one client that's really crushing it. It could be like, hey, let me hop on a Zoom and just pick their brain. And then I found out, oh my God, they're doing this differently. I need to go take this to everyone else. And then now everyone else's results gets better. You see what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah. And
so don't stop setting and closing appointments.
Yeah.
Write it down, bro. Is this getting me closer to a sale? Write it down. If yes,
Yeah, I have it done. I have it done.
you're a happy camper. If no, stop it.
Yeah. And just a follow-up question, when's like the earliest you should hire someone to set appointments for your clients? Is it like in the like should I do that like right away? Or should I do that myself at first?
It's a good question. I think like if it was just me and I don't have a lot of resources, I would just do text appointment setting. And then that way you don't even need to hire a caller. You could just like follow up.
Like what I'm getting now is that my clients' leads aren't responding to texts on higher level. So I'm getting like 5 leads a day, which is
What
like, it's
niche?
okay. Med spas.
Okay, I want you to test something out.
Yeah.
I want your first text to be first name ?
Yeah.
And
That's
then
it.
and then let me know if they respond. And if the answer is no, then if they don't respond to that, then you have an issue with, then the problem isn't in your go high level sequences, then the problem is with your ads, what's happening before then, you know?
Mm,
Does that make sense?
it does, yeah. Okay, thanks.
If you got that text, you would reply. That's the most like annoying text because it works so well.
Yeah.
Try that out. If that so you're just running it as a test to see where the issue is. So that's not the best text to start with, but it'll help you diagnose the problem. So if they respond to that, then you know, okay, I just need better nurturing sequences to get better responses. If they don't respond to just first name ? Then your issue is on the ads, on the offer, you know?
Could you think of anything on this?
You could also pull up the sequence and show me what are you texting them?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull it up.
You know what you guys should really do as part of 300 agencies? This
Yeah.
is something that you guys should do. You guys should meet as a whole group every day for an hour and do appointment setting live. And then do like competitions. I promise you that'll be the biggest thing.
Yeah, they
for
already
result.
do.
Oh, really? Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, they already do cold calling.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I wish I had that when I started out. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Wait, let me see.
It's just
That
Thomas's
picture is
first
kind of
ad.
weird.
It is, yeah. But my client, like, she's new, so that's the best result she.
Dude, take
Yeah.
that. If
Yeah,
I
get
got that
rid
as
of
a
that
text,
picture.
What?
get rid of that for sure.
Okay.
I would just be like,
Yeah, you can
Nikita.
also, like, this is what I did. Like, you can also just use a picture from someone else because it's like it's the same machine they're
Yes.
using. It's the same process. So, like, you know.
Yeah.
Bro, that's funny.
And also, it's
That
always
picture
better.
makes no sense.
It's always better to call directly
Yeah, that's
instead of a text.
yeah,
Um,
and
So yeah.
I was gonna call myself, but I'm afraid that because
Is she also getting notified every time there's a new
Yeah.
lead?
Yeah, she is.
Okay. And why did she not want to call them?
She's honestly busy. But I told her that text is good, but now I'm gonna tell her to call them instead.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to call them myself because like I'm afraid that my man voice is gonna like scare them off or something.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit weird. But yeah,
It
it's
is,
better.
it
It's
is.
definitely better if she calls them and like you kind of help her because you can also record calls on high level. So she can call them. You can like play back the calls, figure out what's going wrong, and then you can kind of like even coach her on it a little bit.
Go back to that real quick.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so I would take out the price again. That might scare me off. You just signed up. Hi, Nikita. It's a team here at Botox Beauty Studio. Honestly, I might even take out the picture. I wonder if that might be affecting the deliverability rate for some reason. I know some people just won't get it. That's something that I would test that out. No picture. I would definitely text out. Here, let me just show you. Let me pull up my
Yeah.
Let me just share my screen. All right, text one would be first name, question mark. Text two. Okay, this is how I would do it. So first name, question mark, then, okay, awesome. This is Dr. Michelle over at blank. I just let you know that you won one of the vouchers to come in for a blank treatment. Since we only have a limited number of vouchers available, the next step would be for us to get on a quick call to activate your voucher and reserve your spot. When do you have a quick 5 minutes to chat? Then I'm just following up. And then all I'm trying to do after that is very quick questions to get them to respond to me. So like, hey, just following up. Did you get my text above? Are you still interested in signing up for the voucher? Give me a quick yes if you're interested. Then you could say, I just wanted to let you know that we have a limited number of vouchers available. And since you're one of the winners, I wanted to make sure you have a chance to sign up before we run out. When can I give you a quick call today to activate your voucher and reserve your spot? Unfortunately, I wanted to let you know that we only have 7 vouchers left. The good news is that you're one of the original winners. So if you still want one, we can still get you all set up. Are you free for a quick call? The whole winner angle is definitely bait and switch, but it does get people to respond.
Yeah.
It gets people to respond for sure. It's like, because people are like, oh, I won. It's like, it's very psychological. Humans are interesting, you know. It's like urgency, status, like
FOMO.
Yeah, those things make a big difference. So it's like, oh, I won. Yeah, I want to definitely, let me reply back right now.
And do you call them for that 5-minute chat, or do you get the chiropractor to call them?
The way that we did it, and again, if I
Yeah, there's an entire video about this we actually made with Joel that's coming out on the channel, and it's on the course. He actually dives into that aspect.
Yeah, I think like what I would do, if you want, you could also like say, when do you have a see, the thing is, I want to call them to collect payment for the voucher. But you could also say, would you like to come in tomorrow at blank?
Yeah, and you can also like give a choice, because when you say, for example, like, do you prefer mornings or afternoon? Like, it's easy for them to just pick instead of like when, you know, and they have to like, let me check my calendar, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I would trust Thomas on all this, guys, but to start, I would maybe just do
like
first name, just to make sure that they're even replying and that your texts are working. Because if you're telling me you got no one, oh no, you're getting responses. It's still a weird picture.
No, this is my screen. But like, you know, for example, like if you send this, like, of course they're gonna reply. Like, they clearly see the difference.
Yeah, my picture is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no result in your picture.
I would yeah. And
then
also,
you see here, like, do you prefer mornings or afternoon?
Yeah.
And
here's Abdullah, here's a really easy test for you to run.
Yeah.
Take Thomas's script to a T, what he just showed you, but just add in one question before that says first name question mark, just to get him into the convo. Then reply with Thomas's script with a picture. You're like, awesome. This is. Can you share your screen again?
Me?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You guys.
Oh,
So
okay.
then you would say, awesome, it's the team here at blank. After they say, yes, this is me, you know?
Yeah.
Makes sense. You just add that in and then just keep the same exact script that you have. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, I saw that being done before by like some other guys, just asking like, is this first name? And that always, like, a lot of the time that's enough to get a reply.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's good.
Dude, I like the picture. I've never seen that before. It's definitely a little weird,
Yeah.
but it seems to be working. So that's cool. Maybe it's like girl brain works different than guy brain, you know?
Yeah. I just have one last like small question. Sorry, taking too much time. How do you ask for prepayments? Like,
I
using
got you,
Stripe?
dog. I'm going to be giving this away to you guys in the other call, the Cairo Masterclass. But here's a script. I'm just like, hey, you know, this is Joel with Peak Performance Chiropractic. I was just giving you a call in response to that TikTok voucher you signed up for that exam and adjustment. They're like, oh, yeah, perfect. Let's find a time to get you scheduled. Do mornings or afternoons typically work best for you? Then I wait and say, oh, I have the perfect time for you this coming Monday at 3:30 with a 3:15 check-in time for paperwork. How does that work for you? Always give them the next available spot. Don't give them too many options. You want to be in control. Great. I have you down for Monday at 3:30 with a 3:15 check-in time. So you repeat it back to them. And does this number receive text messages? Okay, awesome. And is this email a good email for you? Okay, then you take down any other info. Wonderful. We're all set for Wednesday at 3:30. Just one last thing. How would you like to take care of the $21 voucher today? That's the closing question. How do you like to take care of the voucher today? It might be hard for you because it's so expensive, your voucher.
Yeah.
You might want to do something like, how do you like to, maybe you just say, how do you like to take care of the voucher today? And they're like, what do you mean? You could also be like, we would just require a $20 deposit to hold the spot for the appointment. So that might be a little easier than just taking $399 up front.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think saying, hey, you know, we do require a $21 deposit to hold the spot. It's fully refundable once you come in.
Yes, especially if someone buys like a 1.2K package, like they're not gonna prepay like 1K, you know what I mean? Or maybe some people do.
No, they just prepay like the first like deposit for the actual appointment. So whether it's like, you know, it depends on the client as well. If it's like $30, $50.
Oh, so you just pay a deposit.
Yeah, that's what we do. For some other clients, it could be like, just we have your credit card on file, and like if you don't come, we charge you this amount. So yeah.
I'm trying to find my script. One sec. Here's another one that you guys could use. It's kind of similar. I'll give you both. So this is like the closing question. Great. So we have you scheduled for the date and time. The last step is to put down a fully refundable $25 security deposit for the voucher to secure your spot. Once you come in for your appointment, we will fully refund you the $25. So it is 100%. I mean, I guess you wouldn't say it's 100% free. But you would say we will refund you the $25 as long as you make it to your appointment. So like you could do something like this as a closing line. You could even say this. You could even say this will ensure us of two things. Number one, you're serious about using the voucher. And number two, we don't want anyone to lose out on this offer because the spot was taken by someone who ended up not showing. It's just not fair to us and others. Does that sound good? So you could do this and take a security deposit instead of taking a, where's my Google Doc? Instead of taking
And if they don't show up, do you refund them or no?
Okay, so it's more of psychological. So you don't even need to take the payment. It's more for them to feel like they paid, so then they're more likely to show up. That's the important piece. Does that make sense? If you take the payment and they don't show up, I wouldn't refund it though.
Okay. Thanks for your answers, Joe.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be hard for you to get $399 on the phone. That's gonna be very hard. I would just say, hey, we'll take a security. I mean, if Thomas, if you're pulling that off, that's next level. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you guys collecting that much?
Oh, no, not no.
Okay, I mean, if someone can figure that out, you're guaranteed 7-figure agency.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine if you
find a way, I'll share it with the Discord.
Thomas is like, I'm 8 minutes away from figuring it out.
Bro, if you can figure out how to get med spa patients to pay $399 on the phone, that's the best offer on the planet.
I mean, if a Jamaican king or like a Nigerian king can get people to pay them like tens of thousands over the phone, you should figure out a way to get med spa.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way. You know, it's like the 4-minute mile. It's just someone has to do it.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, who's next? I got 13 minutes left, and I really do have to go.
Perfect. I'll try to make this a quick one. I think I'm next, based on the hands.
Yeah,
so regarding chiropractors, because the cool thing about chiropractors is I feel like they already have the kind of like their internal sales model dialed up. Like for would you consult, like would you just secure the appointments and would you consult them on like lifetime value and for them to just be able to sell those bigger packages, or how would that look for you guys? And essentially answer that and then I'll say something else actually.
Like, do we consult them?
Like, do you help them? Like, do you just do the appointments, or do you go into the consulting side to make sure that they're increasing their lifetime value of customers and kind of like appointment, like after they already get that initial show up, do you do anything afterwards for them to?
Yeah, so you definitely want to help your clients close the leads. So like we do something called the 3 C's: course, coaching, community. So this is really hard to do as a beginner, but what I would do if I were you is find a chiropractor or someone in your niche that's a beast, that's so good at closing and sales, someone that's actually successful, not someone that just tells you they are. I would actually find, and I would offer to do their marketing for free as long as they can help you with 2 things. Number 1, do coaching calls for your clients. And number 2, build out a course on sales and closing. Because, for example, right now you guys are in this program, right? Thomas is trying to teach you everything, not just one little piece. So like, because if you just if you just learn how to generate the lead, but you don't know how to close, you're still not getting the result, right? So like, remember, why are businesses hiring you? Why?
To make money. Yeah.
Make money. Is just generating the appointment going to make them the money? No, this is another really important lesson. This is important, guys. Listen to this one. Most business owners suck, okay? They're bad at business. So you can get them better at marketing, but if you don't get them better at sales and you don't get them better at business, it might actually hurt them even more. So if you send too many appointments to a shitty business owner, they're gonna not be happy with you, and actually they're gonna blame you. They're not gonna take ownership and take responsibility and be like, no, the problem is me. They're gonna be like, no, the problem is your leads. One of the easiest ways to fix that is by bringing in a strategic partner to coach your clients and to help you build out a course that teaches them how to close deals and how to upsell, things like that. And I would give it away for free.
Okay, perfect.
That was one of the secret sauces of my agency. I partnered with a guy named Dr. Brian Rorick and Dr. Jen Rorick, and they helped me come up with all the scripts. They helped me master the pay ahead system. They built out a course for my clients. They did weekly coaching calls. And honestly, this is another hack for you guys, anyone in medical. I would do a course and a coaching call for the doctors and one for the staff, and separate it out. But that's advanced stuff, man. Like that, we're talking like,
Yeah.
you don't need that right now. That's pretty advanced, you know, like that's.
And the reason why I ask, and for me, I mean, I feel like both you and Thomas told me the same thing, and of not doing massage therapy, but and the reason why I'm even doing it is because like I personally think that their lifetime value of a customer sucks. Like I feel like a lot of them, like people will come in for a massage and then like there's no plan, there's no system for the people to come back, there's no really good ways. And for me personally, it's an industry
If you can get into massage franchises, it will work. But if you're selling to like the one-off massage therapist that like does this because they like to help people, you're gonna have a rough time, my friend.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I'm shooting more for clinics, and I'm still, for me, if anything, this is something that my gut's been driving me towards. I was in auto dealers for a bit. I did some Web3 stuff and I've moved around, but I want to tackle this at least for a good month or two, at least see how it turns out. If I'm able to, because
you got to pick one and stick with it. None of this 1 or 2 months bullshit. You got to be like, I'm doing this for at least 12 months, all in or die. That's the kind of mentality you guys need, you know.
Okay.
And I say that with love, you know. I'm not trying to call you out. That's the kind of intensity you guys need to bring. Like, I think like if you're gonna figure out massage therapists, you're gonna figure it out.
Okay,
but
then that's exactly.
I still wouldn't do that though.
Okay.
If I were you, but you're also in a position where you could make a quick shift now, and you have me on here. If I were you, I would find a higher ticket niche. And if you're like, no, Joel, I'm going after massage therapists, I would go after the chains, the franchises. That's the move that I would make.
I would definitely not go. I'm definitely not going for the one-man team. Like they can't do anything. I'm going for like the clinics that have like 4 to 5 plus like staff and can actually handle volume. But yeah, because I personally believe like it's a business that can build more of a package and healing plan model. Because I personally, like, I invested like $30,000 to $40,000 on a bunch of different shit, chiropractors, this, and that. And then I ended up spending thousands in massage therapy because it actually fucking helped. So like, I personally think like it's something that can help, but people don't see it. So that's the reason. If anything, there's passion behind it, but I do understand. I've been kind of against going for it because I know it's a hard sell. Like it's definitely a tough, like.
Yeah, I mean, the other crappy thing about massage therapists is that
they're shit at business, for sure.
No, they're just not in it to make. It's like they're not in it. They're priority. They're not money motivated.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like therapists, for example, is a tough niche as well, because that's a niche that would be amazing to help and give back to, but like they're not thinking, how do I max out my books? They're thinking like, how do I have really good clients that I love and like I want to have good work-life balance. And that's not a bad thing. That's just not the niche that I would go into. I'd rather work with like a you know, like Denmark is working with attorneys. Do you think lawyers became lawyers? Like, do you think personal injury lawyers are personal injury lawyers because they want to help people in accidents? Like, I don't think so. You know? There's just big money.
So for
if I were you, I would pivot to PTs or a niche that's proven. I think massage therapy is going to be tough. I'll say it again, and that's
perfect.
But if you still want to do it, I can't stop you. You know.
Yeah. So quick last question: what type of packages would the chiropractors, like you're bringing leads to the chiropractors? What type of packages would they sell? What are the?
They would sell long-term care plans, at least $1,500.
$1,500 or so, right?
Up front. But no one in massage therapy does that. So you're having to revolutionize a whole industry.
Literally. Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying it's not possible. I just think it's like.
It's uphill as fuck. Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah. And it's like, why make things harder for yourself? You seem like a really talented guy. You seem like you're great with people. You seem like you've got great charisma, great energy. It's like, why make things harder for yourself?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, and I've even been having that internal battle. But yeah, cool.
Always try if there's an easier, lazier way to achieve the same result, do it. You don't have to be you obviously have to work really, really hard, You don't have to, that doesn't always need to be the answer,
Yeah,
you know?
gotcha.
I
Appreciate
got
it,
4
bro.
minutes. Last question. Got one last one.
Yo, can I drop mine?
Yeah,
Mine's a
so
really short one.
Sure.
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to ask, like, regarding the calendars, if you use anything, like, if you priorly used anything else aside from Go High Level, you know, like Acadie or something, because it's just like way more pleasing, like aesthetically. Like, I feel like from what I've seen now, what other people use. Like, do you have like any suggestions on that, or?
I do, and I'm gonna give you the answer, but I'm gonna give you a better answer.
Okay.
How many appointments are you getting right now a week?
I mean, I just booked my first client like 2 days ago, and I'm quickly settling
yeah.
in, and then yeah. So
Okay,
I
awesome.
mean, I'm just optimizing everything, but then I just completely grind it out, as you said. Like, yeah.
Here's what I would do. I'm gonna answer your question, but I'm gonna give you what you need to hear.
Mhm.
Spend less time, spend less brain space on things that will give you marginal improvements. Whether you use the Go High Level or Countly, it doesn't actually matter. You're gonna maybe get like a slight improvement.
Okay.
A much
Minimum
better
viable
question.
product, yeah.
A much better question to ask me is, how do I get 1,000 appointments? You know, like you make sure. I just want to use this as an opportunity to help everyone here. It's so tempting as a beginner starting out to fill your brain with things that aren't really going to move the business forward. Whether you use Calendly or Go High Level Calendar or something else, it won't matter. It will not change your business. It's not going to make a drastic difference. Again, I'll answer the question for you, but I want to use this as an opportunity to teach you a more important lesson, which is be extremely careful with where you're putting your brain space and make sure that it's only focusing on moving the needle forward for your business, because it's extremely easy to get paralyzed with these small questions that won't actually make a difference, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we use Calendly, so I like
Okay,
Calendly.
got it. All right, I appreciate it. Okay.
But it doesn't matter. Like, it won't. You could be a 7-figure agency owner with Go High Level Calendar. You could be a 7-figure agency owner with Calendly. It won't make a difference. But I like Calendly. Does that help, by the way? I know it's kind of intense. This thing right here is what is the hardest thing to overcome when you're starting out.
Yeah, no, it's good. I really like the inputs you've been giving. Like, you have so much insight and everything. It even like sparked like a thought in my head of like a kind of like semi-blackhead approach when you like talked about the entire like Instagram DMing. I was thinking, like, instead of reaching out on behalf as an agency, why not reach out on the behalf as being a car detailing, like in the car detailing niche, and saying that agency has done this and that for me. And what would you say if you get another 10 clients a month? For car detailing completely for free. I actually know somebody that is doing this for us, and I told them that as a referral, I would get them somebody else that would also be interested in this completely for free. So you're basically reaching out to this business owner on the same niche.
Oh, that's
like,
smart.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
as long as they don't catch you.
Yeah, but you know, you can fake everything in this world, man. Like, you know, Mike Ross faked me being an attorney for so long. So why can't you fake being a car? Like, you know what I mean?
I try not to fake stuff. I had someone tell me the other day, they're like, my cold call system works so well. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? He's like, we just lie. And I'm like, you can't do that. he's like, apparently. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He literally goes, yeah, I looked at their LinkedIn connections and I just pick a random person and I tell them that I'm friends with that connect. I was like, bro, no, don't do that. But he was like, yeah. He's like, apparently they reached out to like this big beer brand, and he looked at their LinkedIn connects. He was like, yeah, I'm actually friends with blank. And apparently he didn't even know this, but it's some big name guy. So then the beer company was like, oh shit, that's awesome. You connected with this guy? Oh.
Yeah, man, everything around
Joel,
there.
before you go, what's your top favorite book?
It's a good question. The Way of the Superior Man. It's the only book I've actually read like multiple times. Yeah.
I actually have that book on my shelf. I still have to read it.
Yeah, that helped me figure out like a lot of the questions that we experience as men in this life. It was like he's a little hippie, like he's a little too like hippie, but like if you ignore that and just take the info, he uses very like hippie language, but if you take that out and you just get the info, it's probably my favorite book. But honestly, guys, most of the book, this is a controversial take. Most of the book, like 99% of the books out there are irrelevant for you guys. The best, like literally getting tactical knowledge through people like Thomas and then taking action is going to be your best teacher. Books are good you should use books more to spark ideas, to get different perspectives, to open up your mind, not to grow your agency, you know. All right, guys, I do have to run. Maybe I'll take one last question real quick if you guys want.
Yeah, so hi. Can you
How do
hear
you
me?
pronounce your name?
Yeah, sorry, it's I know it's Greek, so it's George, like Yorgos, but it's
Yoros.
George. Yeah.
That sounds like a savage name. It's like my name is Yoros.
Yeah. So I was wondering if I'm on the right vehicle. So I'm trying to run my agency here in Greece, and like we are only like 10 billion people here. And like the town I'm targeting is 3 million people, like Athens. And then the second town is like 1 million. So I'm just wondering if like population wise is something I can do. And like I'm targeting like
You're gonna have
dentists.
if you're going into very small countries like that, like let's say you're in Italy, right? It's like small country, things like that. I would niche down on your service, not on your niche, if you're targeting that country. So like being a TikTok ads expert as an agency, but it's gonna be a little messier because every client is gonna be different.
Yeah.
But that's how I would do it. I would actually open it up. I think it's hard from what I've noticed, because I've helped people in Italy and very small countries like
I actually am from
Germany. Yeah, what's up, man? Good to have
Yeah,
you.
that's why I asked. I think many people from Europe are having the same question like as me. So
I would either go into the States like what Thomas is doing.
yeah, but Thomas is like Thomas knows the language. I think I know the language, but I don't have the accent, and also yeah.
I don't know if that's too much of a different of like a factor like that. I don't think that matters too much. Maybe the cold calling is going to be tough, but like you could do Instagram DMs. Like there's other workarounds. You could also own it. So for example, I have a guy that's Italian, Domenico, and I'm teaching him right now. And I told him in the ad to say, I'm the Italian marketing guy. So then now he's using it as an advantage, you know, in English. His ads are in English, but he's like, hey, he's like, I'm the Italian marketing guy. Don't worry about my accent. And then he starts the ad. Or like he uses it as a way to get people to like him more. I think with cold calling, it might be tough, but like on a sales call, you could say, hey, by the way, I'm from Greece. I'm the Greece marketing guy. You're going to hate me and love me. You're going to love me because we're amazing in Greece. You're going to hate me because my accent is a little hard. And then at that point, you got them. They love you, you know? If you said that to me, I'm like, I like this guy, you know?
And the best thing, I'm from Sparta also, so I'm a Spartan, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Pay 300.
So that's a free content for me.
There you go, man. So like you can use it as your advantage if you're going to go in the US. If you're not going to go in the US and you want to only target Greece, I would open it up to like, I'm a Google Ads agency. I'm a TikTok ads agency. We do TikTok content for businesses in Greece. I would niche down on the service.
The problem was like, I did it. I went to the US, I targeted pressure washing, and because they were always on the run, they were always telling me like, what's that? They couldn't quite understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're also, remember we talked about like pick niches where you can resonate with more. Like I already know someone like a gym owner would like you a lot more and resonate with you than maybe a pressure washer who's like,
yeah, they're so,
you see, like,
mother. No, I'm kidding.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a different mindset. You know, it's more like, different mindset, you know, like maybe or like personal trainers, trainer hops on with you, like, yo, Sparta marketing, Sparta digital, you know, they would love you, right? So it's like, whereas maybe like like a plumber is going to be like, I can't understand you, you know. That's what I meant earlier when I forgot who asked the question about niches, and maybe you just need to pick a niche that aligns with you more in your persona.
Yeah, you're right, and thank you for this advice. I really appreciate that.
Joel, before you go, can you hear me?
Yes. I do have to get, all right, this is really the last one because I have another call.
Yeah, it's not a question. I just want to say thank you very much, man. I think I talk for everyone when I say that we really appreciate it, and we're grateful that you took the time, and will take the time the next week too to help us out here. And also thank you, Thomas. We really appreciate it, and I would recommend all of you to check out Joe's channel. He has a course. It's called the 0 to 10K a month course. And I think there's really a lot of helpful information, and it will answer
it's free
questions. Yeah, there's a lot of questions that you can get answered there. So we save a lot of time in these calls. Yeah.
That's a good idea. That's interesting. Yeah, I like that, man. Thank you so much. If you do have a question, I could answer it real quick. Really appreciate that. No question. Well, I appreciate you, man.
Can
Thomas,
I ask a question? Nothing.
Last one. Last.
Okay. Last one. I'm gonna make it quick. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's the last hand I see up. So perfect.
Okay.
Got to
Is it a good offer to offer my client the CRM system as my own, then teaching them how to use it? So automating it for them and teaching them how to call the leads themselves with a script. So basically I run the ads for them and sell them the CRM as my own. Is that a good enough offer, a competitive service?
Yeah, you can do that like down the line. But like you can only do that like once you really know your niche, once you really know your shit. Like it's definitely a good thing to do because like it's super scalable, and at that point you like become your own software company. So like that's actually what I want to do in the future. So yeah,
I think what niche are you in?
Dentists. But I'm new in this space, so I've been like a month ago. I started a month ago, so I'm new.
Because Joel, I think you definitely have some people in your program that do that, right?
Yeah, but I don't tell them to sell it as a CRM. You know, I still tell them to sell the promise, sell the big thing. Remember, sell the vacation, not the flight ticket, not the airplane ride.
But who kind of do it as like a done with you or a do it yourself
it's
format.
It's not the offer. It's just the service that I delivered for them.
Yeah.
Like the offer is gonna be different from this. Like I'm gonna offer them something big, and then I'm gonna tell them how they're gonna achieve it.
Yeah, just tell them they got to pay $100 a month for the CRM. It's not, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, that could definitely work for sure. But I would definitely make the offer. So there's a difference between your offer and the deliverables. Offer is like
exactly.
Offer is like the big promise. It's like So I get you 20 patients in 30 days, prepaid. That's the offer. The deliverable would be, I'm going to get you the CRM. We're going to run it like this for $100, right? So yeah, I think that should be fine. Dentist is tough to get into. It's one of the toughest niches to break into. They're extremely, so you need to make it really easy for you to start building relationships with dentists. It's like a very, like I have a student who went from 0 to 100K a month in 6 months. It was one of like the record sprints. And what he did is he would offer 30-day free trials of TikTok ads to dentists. And then after the 30 days, he would pitch them on 2K a month. And, but everyone was saying yes to the 30-day trial. Everyone was saying yes, 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 yes. And then he got so many, because that's the hardest part in dentists. When I worked with dentists, I had to charge $500 the first month, even with my experience, even with my results. So, all right, guys, I got to run. Thomas, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me. Much love, guys. Have a great
Appreciate
weekend.
it, Joel. Have a good day.